Hello, welcome. Okay, so let's talk briefly till I get to my next destination. So, just yesterday, in my state's capital, I live in Connecticut if you did not know, but in our state's capital, there was a shooting on Blue Hills. It's been said that it was someone holding a knife outside. This man was, it sounds like he has some either a mental illness or disability of some sort. Thankfully, there was someone outside recording. It sounds like it was a group of people there telling him to put the knife down. But you can see, even though it's from afar, you can tell that this person is off. And there were several police officers out there trying to control the situation, which I think that they were doing. Just trying to talk to him, talk him through it, put the knife down, things like that. You even hear, it is a mixed residential and commercial area. There's residential, there are people who live there, houses, duplexes, as well as a lot of small businesses in the area. I'm very familiar with where this took place. And you can hear people that are familiar with him, know who he is, are calling his name, telling him to put the knife down, telling the police officers this man is not well, he's not okay, he's not rap type. And so I think that's why they were being so patient with him. I have no idea how long they were out there up until that point. There is a video circulating around online since yesterday afternoon. It sounds like it took place yesterday morning, but this video began to spread like wildfire by 2 p.m. online. Not a video I'm willing to share. Very disturbing, so I will state that. And out of nowhere, like just before 3 minutes hit in the video, I could not watch until the end, but just up until like a 3-minute mark, out of nowhere, a police car is racing. You can hear the sirens. You see how it comes to an abrupt stop to the scene, and a police officer comes out, and in less than a minute, he shoots this man. Broad daylight, 10 o'clock in the morning, he shoots this man. I could not believe it. And if you slow the video down, if you pause it at the right moment, people have already clipped it, you can see this officer putting his hands on his head as if, oh shoot, I messed up. As if that's his reaction in that moment. And then very quickly they remove him from the scene. I don't know if when those situations take place, if the automatic thought is that something will happen to him, you know, that's a riot takes place, they try to hurt this officer, whatever the case is. But I'm just so glad they were able to, you heard about that? Yeah, I'm so glad they were able to capture the whole scene on camera. Like before that officer got there, you're able to see what is exactly going on. And none of those officers had their gun drawn. It took for this one person to show up and starts the mess, and it was very unnecessary. But I really wanted to highlight, I'm gonna share a screenshot at some point. I want to talk about how when the notifications started going out from the news channels, the first thing they said is suicidal man holding a knife is shot. I don't know where they got that from. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know where they got that from. What I will say is, as someone who has paid and denied life insurance claims for a decade, I can tell you this. Whenever there is a case that involves a police officer taking the life of someone else, Unfortunately, their death certificate will read that they died of suicide. And so I last read that this man was in critical condition. He did have surgery. I'm not sure of his current situation, but so I don't know. I really don't know. The question is, why would they wait to shoot a suicidal person if they were just gonna harm themselves? I don't know. It's a really good question. In the video, they talk about how he was tased a few times and it did not work. I never understand why in those situations the first thought is to shoot to kill, because you can shoot somebody in the arm, the leg, stay anywhere below, vital organs. You're just trying to stop them in their tracks. You're not trying to take them out. I just don't get that. But I know that tasing didn't work, but again, they definitely could have taken different steps. There's other ways to do that, especially if you're already aware that he is suicidal. I mean, I feel like they should be equipped and trained well enough on how to, manage those situations. It really it's very weird. Like in the video, it's very weird how he just pops up, hops out the car, bang bang. Like it's very weird. Like you would have thought, it just looked like somebody who was either a new police officer or someone who, I don't know, wanted to test out their gun. And I hate to say that, but it's like, it's 5 other police officers here. Why? And they're not doing that. Nobody has their gun drawn or out. They're talking. Why did you feel the need to insert yourself in this situation? It's very weird. But after watching this video and knowing from experience what that's like, I definitely wanted to talk about it. So if if someone passes away and it is a result of a police officer, that is considered suicide. Now, why? Because the thought is you are committing a crime, or you're putting yourself at risk, and therefore a police officer has to handle the situation. And had you not been doing those things, a police officer wouldn't have come out. A police officer wouldn't have, used their gun. And so with many different life insurance policies, there is a suicide exclusion, which means if that is the cause of someone's death, then the claim is denied. It's horrible. I can remember vividly having a situation where it was a dependent claim. So a mother had life insurance for her minor son. He was 16, 17 years old, and he was carjacking. He was opening up the doors of people's cars, stealing their stuff. And I guess it must have been a street with several cars lined up, and someone saw him. Someone sitting in their car saw what he had already been doing, and when he came to their car, self-defense, shot him. Now, that did not involve a police officer, but it did involve self-defense, and his death was considered a suicide, because had he not been opening car doors and carjacking people's cars, then he wouldn't have gotten shot. And unfortunately, that dependent claim was denied. It was one of the most difficult phone calls I ever had to make, because not only did you just lose your child, but now I'm calling to let you know that the claim that you thought, okay, now I have this life insurance, I'm glad that I got this, in the event of me losing him prematurely, So I cover myself, but now you're getting a call from me saying that your claim is denied, and now you have to find other funds and resources to bury your 16-year-old child. Like, that is horrible. And so it's really important that you not only just have a plan in place for your life insurance, but you also have the right conversations with your family and your loved ones. You have the right conversations with your children. Obviously, you can't control everything that they're doing, but when you are honest, when you are transparent, when you are real with them, it does help. It really does. But I'm finding that people are very confused, very unsure, very uncertain. I'm learning more that people are just overwhelmed too, and they really don't know where to begin, what's real, what's false. I do have a free checklist where I'm using my experience of paying and denying life insurance claims. I have managed over $200 million in claims. I've seen over 20,000 death certificates. And so I know a lot of things when it comes to this industry and this lane. And I know it's a topic we don't like to talk about, but here's what I say. We plan for everything in life. Like, we are literally planning for baby showers, birthday parties, housewarmings, vacations, spending a lot of money on events, planning things years in advance. But yet you don't have a plan in place for the one thing that is guaranteed in your life. We may not all get married. We may not all have an elaborate baby shower, but we all have an expiration date. And how have you prepared your family for that? Because it's one thing to say, oh, I got life insurance, my family's good if anything happens, whether it's through your employer or, you know, a private insurance company. But having a book, I mean, you could have a book of your policies. What does that mean? You can have your portfolio and or all your important information in a file cabinet. What does that do for your family? What's the plan? Like, what's the plan? I can remember back in the day, I loved me a GPS. Like, I only know a certain way to get almost everywhere that I go. But I can remember back in the day when my mom would pull out a map. I can remember that. Pulling out a map, stopping, asking for directions, stopping at a gas station, asking for directions to make sure that we were going in the right direction, to make sure that we didn't get lost because we don't know where we're going. What happens when it's your time? Who is your spouse, your children, your loved ones? Who are they stopping to ask? What do they do? What's the first step they take? How do they go about claiming your life insurance? How do they go about claiming your benefits? What's the process for closing a bank account? What information do I need to ensure that I get this check from this insurance company in a timely manner to pay this funeral bill? Like, who are they stopping to ask? And this is a serious question because there are a ton of people in the insurance industry and nobody is talking about this lane. Nobody's talking about that. They're trying to sell you more insurance. They're trying to make sure that you know how to use your benefits while you're living. Oh, you get whole life and you could take a loan out and invest, buy property, pay off debt, purchase, pay for your children's college tuition, whatever that looks like for you. But ain't nobody telling you what the process gonna look like when your kids are playing scavenger hunt in your house, looking for what's what, looking for all your important stuff because they need it, because they need to know where every single page of your trust is to move forward with getting a check. Like, there's so many things that need to come together, that need to be in one central location along with a plan. And so that is what really motivated me to create the resources that I have, many which are free, but that checklist is golden. It's a free checklist that is really going to help you ensure that you don't leave a mess behind, because I don't want that for you. I've seen it too many times, and it really destroys families. On top of losing a loved one, it destroys them. It's a very heavy, unnecessary burden. So I'm going to put the link to that free resource in the comments of this video. Make sure you click that link and you download it. It is absolutely free. You're going to get instant access. And I also want you to email me if you have any questions about it. If you want to talk further because, you know, you just want some additional insight, definitely email me. I'll also include my email in the comments, but my email is provided with that resource. So let me know. I want to be a help this year in providing resources that better serve you. So enjoy the rest of your day. Be sure to share this video with someone else so that you can put them on too. All right, lady, y'all.